Well, as I like to say about time, I've always lived in it.
Time travel? No. Inversion?
For me, it feels like the most complex, most challenging thing in a number of ways that I've done, whether the logistics of actually making the film on the scale that we wanted to make it on, to take the audience on the ride that we want to take them on, but the writing itself, the narrative and the way it works is similarly complicated.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet.
But the reality is I've been doing this for some years, and I've made a few films at this point dealing with similar things, and so I am able to build on what I've done in the past, and that makes it more doable, more simple for me in a way. It was challenging, and it was challenging for everybody involved with the film, but a lot of us had worked together before, and we'd worked together on large-scale films with similar challenges. And so I think we really had the benefit of building on what we'd done in the past, and that really feels like your responsibility. If you're a filmmaker who is given access to great resources, you don't want to just repeat yourself. You want to really try and challenge yourself and try and show the audience something they hopefully haven't seen before.
Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
It was something I'd never really dealt with before, to try and have to shoot the scenes multiple times for them to appear at different times in the film in different ways, and try to figure out the specific point of view from a directing point of view, from the point of view of mise en scène, like how they should contrast, how much they should be exactly the same, and how much they should contrast, and what that rule set is. And we had a lot of discussion early on before we started shooting anything. Myself and my director of photography, Hoyte van Hoyte, my editor, Jen Lame, a lot of discussion about how to reapproach scenes that you're seeing from a different point of view. I found that to be a fascinating challenge. It was a very big logistical challenge for the actors, for the assistant directors and so forth, in terms of marshalling different elements and having to completely finish something, move back to another aspect of the scene, do it again. I mean, when you're dealing with things like, I don't know, a 747 crashing into a building or something, like to try and restage elements of that from a completely different point of view in a completely different way. That was a unique challenge.
How would you like to die?
Old.
As I like to say about time, I've always lived in it. That to me is itself gives you an investment in it as a concept. It's a fascinating thing to think about. It's a fascinating thing that we are all massively subject to and guided by.
That part is a little dramatic.
It defines our lives and frustrates us and ennobles us and interests us, and it seems to vary. The way in which time passes changes over the course of your life enormously. It's a fascinating thing, the relationship between time and memory. As a filmmaker, I've always been interested in the relationship between our own subjective experience of time and when we go to a film, and the mechanism, the narrative mechanism of a film, and how that represents time and how that makes us feel about time. There's a fascinating relationship there between cinema itself and time. That's something that I feel is very fertile ground to explore, whether you're talking about literally, in the case of Tenet, literally addressing the idea of time and trying to represent it on film, or whether you're talking about it metaphorically or structurally, and just the experience of time and how that can change your attitude to a particular story, a particular narrative.